taken the action that we have taken as a party, and we don't have any apologies. Okay? My hope is that as we move and begin to talk about Parliament generally, I don't know if you'll ask me also that now that I'm talking about the Speaker of Parliament and the institution, do I also not like her and all these other different people?
No, I don't think I can drag to that end.
Yeah, so then why you drag?
No.
Why do you think that when we ask
Mpuuga issue is
for
very
accountability,
critical because you're looking at a principle of the party.
Yeah, and actually it's more serious because this is one of us. We are saying,
so do you know how delicate it is?
Charity begins at home. If the NRM doesn't want to take action against its commissioners, for us we want to take action as a party. And by the way, I want to appreciate the Deputy Secretary General of the NRM, the Honorable Rose Namayanja. She did come out and condemn this distribution of money to these commissioners and the law to themselves. Condemned her very own NRM commissioners and said, this is wrong. You guys covered the story. I saw it here on NBS. She said, this is wrong, and we are going to take action as a party. I hope they will. Okay? But we might not be responsible for the NRM commissioners. They were sent by the NRM. We are responsible for our person whom we sent as a party, and we are duty bound. Because the public will not blame us for not taking action against the NRM commissioners. They are not within our reach. We didn't second them.
Do you know what it takes?
But they require us.
Do you know what it takes to recall a commission of parliament?
I know that law very well, even as a lawyer. That's why I am saying we have asked our colleague to resign. It's the right thing to do. Okay. Can we now move to Parliament?
He's saying he will not resign.
That's okay.
What does that mean?
It means what he had said. And we also mean what we have said.
So where does that leave you as a party? Does he still deserve the role of being deputy president of the party?
We'll see along the way. NEC is going to sit and determine and discuss several issues, so we'll see. I think that's preemptive.
Is dropping him from deputy president on the cards?
I don't know. The NEC has not sat. So is this a NEC meeting that we are discussing this? The NEC meeting will sit and discuss whatever it will discuss. So even I don't know. I will be in the meeting as a NEC member and we'll discuss several issues. So you can't preempt what I don't know will be discussed by us.
Mpuuga is your predecessor. Have you had a chance to talk to him one-on-one about this matter? And do you know the temptation that comes with being LOP? Probably you could also find yourself trapped in the same web.
By the way, in some of our discussions, myself and him, he warned me about several temptations that will be thrown at me. He said, thank you, I will be alert, and I am alert.
So in a sense, would you forgive him that perhaps he was trapped by the office?
Yeah, to that extent. But then there are also, you know, leadership calls for certain duties. When you acknowledge that, okay, I have been trapped, I did the wrong thing, then do the right thing to say, okay, maybe if it had not been for the trap, I would not have fallen into it, but I did fall into it. Let me do the right thing and relinquish this role. Even the public would forgive you.
When you read Mpuuga's letter in response, he talks about witch hunt, blackmail that's been happening within the party towards him.
I did read that letter.
Have you examined this?
Again, I think we need to be honest as leaders. Because when you talk about witch hunt, a small family clique.
Yes, he talks of spite.
The small family clique is the one that appointed you leader of the opposition. Actually, firstly, deputy president. The small family clique appointed you leader of opposition. And you didn't complain and say, no, this is a small family clique. It can't appoint me, I have refused. The small family clique appointed you commissioner. You didn't complain. Now, when the so-called small family clique is saying, you have acknowledged wrongdoing, you step down. Then that is when it's a family clique and, you know, we need to be honest as leaders. It's important. It helps.
So you want to suggest Mpuuga is being dishonest?
There's many things that is, especially after that incident, not being honest about. I've told you, he did say, even on the media, that he has not received this money. The spokesperson, we have information that they got the money. The spokesperson of Parliament was on TV last week. It's just that it's your competitor, otherwise you would probably play that video here, saying they did receive that money and there are no apologies. That's Chris Obore who said that on TV last week. So again, there's dishonesty. So I know, of course, there can be a bit of panic and so on. You're trying to clean it up. It doesn't help. Just do the honorable thing. People will respect you for being honorable.
Yeah, but where things stand now, it looks as though the party is thrown in a bit of disarray. You see how Masaka is reacting. You see how...
How is Masaka reacting? I was in Masaka over the weekend.
I think there is a big rift growing in Masaka.
I don't think so. It's you people who are creating it. I've been seeing you type so many things on Twitter. Maybe you're a close friend to the Honorable Mpuuga, and that's okay. But you have been writing and saying, now Masaka is in this array. Now, there is confusion in Masaka. Masaka politics has gotten messed up. I kept saying, so Simon Kagwanjala is speaking as a friend to the Honorable Mpuuga, as a stakeholder in Masaka, as a journalist. As
a journalist.
Well, the jury is out there. Simon Kagwanjala, it is about 20 minutes to the end of the show. Can we get to Parliament?
No. I know this is part of Parliament.
No, I came to this.
Honorable Mpuuga, do you imagine there is a crisis brewing within the NUP over the Mpuuga issue?
There is no crisis. In NUP, there is a crisis at Parliament. And now let me get to the parliamentary issues, because you diverted me from the issue I was invited for. Otherwise, then you guys are being dishonest. You invited me for a topic which I have read to you here.
Mpuuga is a commissioner of
Parliament expenditure bonanza is the institution losing the accountability call. That's Parliament. Let's discuss Parliament. So what's happening in Parliament, Mr. Simon Kagwanjala? Now that you fear to ask the question, your interest is just Mpuuga, and me, I'm saying, let's broaden this. What's happening at Parliament is extremely problematic. Number one, there's an issue with recruitment of staff, which is also mentioned in the Auditor General's report. Do you get time to read the Auditor General's report?
Yes, sure.
You do?
Yes.
No, Ugandans don't like reading.
At least I do.
Let's assume you do. That's mentioned in the Auditor General's report. The Auditor General mentions 105 staff that cannot be identified. They are earning a salary from Parliament. Of course, our investigation shows that the figure is higher than that. But so people are hired, as we do understand it. They don't come. All of these are different things that we have gathered, and we're saying there must be an explanation to do with these issues. The leader of the opposition's office, which I
You're
occupy,
picking from the exhibition, I guess.
First hand. The office that I occupy has got staff. Normally with every new leader comes with a new team. When I came in, I said, so I asked the director who supervises the staff, how have these people been operating? And I was told they've been doing a good job. So I said, let me vouch for all of them for their contract to be renewed. Work. Because when I don't produce the work that is required of me, whether it be ministerial policy statements and so on, you will say I'm lazy. But you're now, tying my hands. They said, you see, the wage bill has been hit. So we cannot go continuously working, and you're recruiting new ones. You say there is no money for staff in the office of the leader of the opposition to have their contracts renewed. But people are distributing money to themselves. Again, that was very problematic. So there's a challenge with recruitment of staff, and there's got to be a proper explanation. There's a challenge.
You are equally not innocent on this.
How so?
We gather you have a sister-in-law who is working at Parliament.
Sister-in-law of mine?
Yes.
Who is my
Whose
sister-in-law?
recruitment is also irregular in a way.
Sister-in-law would mean a sister to my